You came in at the end of my personal standing ovation.
I did.
I'm sorry that I cut that a bit short. We you know, after we're done, we can reprise that. Yeah. It was first 3 seasons of Slow Horses. I think you two had one scene together. That was in a car at the end of season 1. It was younger versions of yourself.
Yeah.
Here you got to have more scenes together. Was that nice? Finally, to get to work together after into this now 4th season of the series.
Well, I've like many of you here, I was been a fan of Jonathan's for years. Not only in film, but I've seen him on the stage a bunch of times doing some wonderful things. So I was a fan, and then I felt a little shortchanged because it was a brief moment on a very cold evening at the end of season 1. Yeah. So it was very nice to have some bit of juicy back and forth. Yeah.
And it was nice for me that I spent like almost the first 3 seasons, apart from that one scene with Gary, most of my nearly everything was with Jack. And as much as I enjoyed those scenes, he's a lovely actor to work with, and it was like no acting required with the old man and the young man. But then, as we go into season 4, I got to join the gang, and I got to meet all the actors who I'd only seen on television as a fan. And doing things like turning up to Slough House and thinking I was going to be taken to a building and realizing it was actually a set. And, because
it was so
weird.
The production design is so good on this show. Yeah.
But no, it was great working with everybody, Gary especially. And, it was nice.
Yeah, I feel like, Jonathan, I think for the first 3 seasons were billed as a special guest star. And you would inevitably turn up in the final episode doing something quite dramatic, like season 2 with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Season 1 in the car, where Jackson has basically under your order murdered First Desk.
Yeah.
And then season 3 kind of teases where the character is going in terms of his dementia. There's a number of books. Do you know what's coming always? I imagine you do, Gary. Like, okay, have you read the books and you know what's going to be in the next season?
I read them as we go along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, like for season 4, when did you read the book?
Just before we started. Yeah. But by then I had read the scripts. It's a hard one because you have to fit 10 pounds of flour into a 2-pound bag, and even though we have 6 hours to tell the story, there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of character and a lot of detail that has to go by the wayside. And I often find myself sort of lamenting what
goes by the wayside.
Yeah, on what we lose. But because you've got a writer's room, and we had Will Smith, who was the head writer, and then he would parcel that out to other writers. There are things that they miss. So,
do you have to remind them, or?
Yeah, I would call them up and I say, if you look at the book and you go to page 300, or 204, there's this fabulous exchange between, and it's not. It doesn't have to be necessary. It's not necessarily my character. If I see something that is between, Standish and River, or Standish and Ho and one of the slow horses, and they're pretty. I know that not everything can go in, sure. But occasionally there's a real zinger that is just sort of. That's just overlooked. So it is quite handy.
So it's not like always on page 182, there's this scene of Jackson eating a ham sandwich. I'd really like to get that ham.
I wouldn't tell him about that. No. I've eaten enough.
There must be somewhere on YouTube like a supercut of Jackson
possibly
eating.
Yeah.
So this season, Jonathan, like you say, you got the full experience.
Yeah.
But playing a character who is unable to have a full experience, which is interesting because the character is someone who has been a leader, and now he's very vulnerable. How did you prepare going from that strength of this man who has been so important, so decorated, to just being a vulnerable human being?
I didn't prepare.
Yeah.
Because everything that I needed to know about the character was in the script, or in the. I didn't read the books. I just worked from the scripts. Because, like Gary was saying, I get frustrated if there are things missing, and you can't have all the goodies in all the time. But the shape of David's his journey into dementia, it's in the writing, it's in the situations. But David's story that he was once a powerful man is told by other people. And it's a kind of classic thing that how do you know a man is a king? When he walks in a room, everybody bows. He doesn't do anything other than walk in the room. And so, people's reactions to David and the way they talk about him when he's not there, how he was once, first desk and all that. It's they do the work, but his journey into dementia also is. It's plotted, but in the script, but also something happened in one of the seasons. The first time you see River go to collect his grandfather from the club, where he doesn't realize he's not a member anymore. Will Smith, the writer, having seen that scene and how it played out, wanted to put more of that side of David's story in. And I only asked for one extra scene, which was River is David is now in the home, and River talks about his grandfather to other people, and in the book that's fine, and he also has his thoughts in the book. And I asked Will if he could make that, but make a scene of it, that they had a scene together where you knew what he was thinking of him. So he's done that. I think it's in this. I haven't seen it. Have you seen it? The butterflies and things.
Are you talking about the
one that's coming? Yeah,
it's in the. Well, it's coming and it's packed.
And I released my album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's in the last episode of the season.
Yeah,
where River has taken him to this home.
Yeah,
he's put some of the flowers, the painting.
Oh yeah, that's the season we've just seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's more to come.
There's more to come. Yeah.
There's more to come.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is good news.
But Jonathan makes a very good point here. is that if you have good writing, all the psychological, the emotional, it tells you where to go. It's like a map, and it has the signposts of whether it should be up here or whether it should be down here, or a journey like Jonathan's with it's a slow burn of just forgetfulness, and then we realise that there's probably something more going on.
And it's also it's the joy of doing a long-running series, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you establish your characters, and then what you do for the rest of the time is you behave as the characters. It's about your behaviour, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're in it more than me. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
But I think that's it, because when the writing is that good, you don't stand around for half an hour saying, "Well, would I say this? Would I go? How was this scene going to play out?" It's just, we didn't rehearse those scenes, did we? We just did them.
No.
Because you know the truth of your character, and you're not going to deviate from that.
See, that's all the work you do. The work you do in your kitchen or your bedroom or your living room, because more often than not, you get there and there's no. They call it rehearsal. We've had some rehearsal on Slow Horses, but generally it's called rehearsal, and it's a blocking. And then you have to kind of, with film, essentially film or television, you have to sort of you burn from the first bar. I mean, you've got to come in and having worked out all of that prior. But if the script is good, then that work is made easier. That homework is made easier.
How do you think that Jackson Lamb has changed over the course of the 4 seasons, or has he changed?
No, he doesn't. No.
That's
No. We were actually just discussing this about, which is also an interesting point that I didn't bring up about Jackson's reaction to Cartwright's dementia. Is cruel, and he and as you pointed out, he does come from a different generation when it was he's cuckoo, he's gone doolally and the crazy aunt and all of that. So he does come from a different a different. It looks at it from a generational thing, but also I said earlier that and he despises him. What he revered at one time has long been,
and is that hatred from
has long been
what we
broken.
saw at the end of season 1?
But the thing he's a spy. They're both spies, and I think he might be pulling our leg. That's where I don't know if I trust him. Is he? Because he does say, he's joking. He remembers me 1 minute and he forgets me the next. He's putting it on. So there's always that chance that Cartwright is up to something.
And you did say you're coming back in season 5, and there's some kind of interesting material there.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to know your subtext, Gary. So. Affect my performance. Yeah. It's interesting about not knowing what's coming and how it affects you, because my experience on Game of Thrones was I got sent season 5, and the character was quite clearly defined as a cult leader, but a good man, a socialist. And ironically, it was the newly elected Pope Francis I based my performance on, and he was feeding the poor and taking care of people. And so I played him as this very benign, gracious man with terrible clothes sense. And so we finished season 5, and then they sent me the script for season 6, where he's an absolute monster. He's homophobic, he's having people killed, and if I'd read the books, which God forbid I would read those books, but if I'd read the books, I would have played him, I think, differently in 5. But I'm glad I didn't know, because it's how monsters appear to people, that they believe in themselves, they believe they're doing the right thing. Don't you?
Yes.
No names, no Pat Drill. It's that, it's easy, I said subtext, it is your secret life that's important, that you have, and you don't over-explain to the other actors what you're doing. You have to keep secrets from them. Otherwise, their behavior is affected if they know where you're coming from, as it were.
Yeah.
Now, you say that Jackson hasn't changed,
Yeah.
nor do we want him to. But let me just, the season ends when River's taken David to the home, and it's quite emotional.
And I call him.
And Jackson calls him.
Yeah.
That seems, for Jackson, a huge moment of, dare I say, empathy?
Well, it ends there because he comes to the pub, and I give him a thing for overtime or that he needs to fill out from me to serve me, and then he says, can I have a drink or something like that? And I say, well, you can have a drink, but as long as you pay for it yourself and don't say a fucking word. So that's as nice as it gets.
It's as nice as it gets, but I have to tell you, when I watched that scene, it really affected me, because that's as far as he can go, or is willing to go. And he is cruel on numerous occasions. But he does look out for his team.
Yeah, he'd take a bullet for them. Maybe not Ho. He'd probably shoot Ho, wouldn't he? If he had the chance, he'd probably,
Nor would we want him to.
No, he's a useful idiot. He's very good at the computer. That's sort of really about it. But no, he's got, I think, a strong moral, ethical compass, Lamb, and is loyal. And I think all the shenanigans that happen at MI5 and in the agency, and to some extent, has made him who he is.
The strong ethical, moral compass and being loyal are things that really don't seem to be in abundance at MI5.
No.
So, no wonder he drinks.
No wonder and he it's a slow death, isn't it? Really, his diet and.
What do you think? What are the good when you're looking at a new scripts for a new season of Slow Horses? What are the things that a season of Slow Horses needs to check off?
Do I die?
That's I was going along the lines of what what characterizes a season of Slow Horses? Like what I think Jack Loudon running away from someone or running to someone. That's
Move.
yeah,
Yeah.
shoving someone out of the way, right?
Yeah.
What else do we need? Do people expect from a season of Slow Horses?
Well, I look for. Now you mentioned he mentions dying, but sometimes you wonder who we're going to kill off. Yeah. Because Mick Herron is ruthless when it comes to just we follow these characters, and then he dismisses them. So, but good zingers. The thing about the joy of someone like Jackson Lamb, there's no filter, and he couldn't give a monkeys, really. So I look for those zingers, those lines, and then who I'm saying them to, which is always, now you get to know the people. Now you really know the people that you're working with. I think I wonder how Jack Loudon's gonna take that one, because you can visualize now the whole. So, but what we need, we're lucky, I think, that we have the blueprint in a way, the template of these books that are very well written, and we haven't been in a situation where the audience invest in these people. You really you love a show and you can't wait for it to come, or you binge it or whatever, but you invest your time in these people, and then it'll jump the shark, or a character will do something and you go, it's sort of a betrayal, and you've got writers in the room all scratching their heads going, oh God, now we're doing season 7. What are we going to do? And you can sometimes see the deterioration of a show the longer it goes on, when they move away from the source material and now they're kicking it around. And they got to come up with a plot, they've got to come up with a story and character development. And we've been saved that.
Well, you finished season 5.
Yeah.
Which will be coming out in September. Yeah. And you're about to go shoot season 6?
Yes.
I didn't think that was a secret, but yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, season you're about to go. I mean, that's you have the whiskers still, so I mean.
Oh yeah, the scruff. Well, I have this.
Do you know, when I hadn't seen Gary, I'd seen him on the telly, and then it happened that we were filming around about the same time, and I went into the makeup trailer, and I was, bloody hell. I thought he had a fat suit on. I didn't realize that his dedication to his craft.
And it was.
Deserve awards for this.
No,
I tell you.
Well, it's 5 seasons, and it's it's murderous. You
Sandwiches.
You know what it's like. French fries and hot dogs and hamburgers and ice cream. It's disgusting, isn't it? You know how.
I was looking at a story. We talked around the time of Mank, and you told me that you were going to go with the padding because your doctor had told you that you needed to lose 15 pounds. But clearly, your dedication.
Your doctor, didn't you?
I did judge my doctor.
Your dedication
actually.
changed the doctor. Yeah.
Well, I gained a few pounds for Mank. And this followed,
right?
Yeah, and I just thought, well, I could keep a little bit. Here's the problem. It's not that I blow up in between gigs. No, it's just that I do try to eat. eat well, it's at 67 years old. It's very hard to lose to lose it. Have you tried that chair yoga? I think.
No, I've seen it.
I've seen it though. Yeah, like I've seen it too. I haven't tried it though, but I've seen it. But that might.
You've seen it, but haven't practiced it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. How many novels are there? Do you?
He's just finished. He's just finished the 9th, and he's writing another a spy novel, which is not a Slough House story. And then he's thinking. The last time I saw him, he said, "Oh, I've got this idea for book 10, but I don't. I can't see it going that long."
You can't see the novel series going that long,
No,
or
the
TV shows?
No, Mick will be writing. There'll be probably 15 or 20 books at Slough House.
You said once that you'd do this series for the rest of your life. Has that changed? I'm not trying to, talk you into it or get a firm commitment, but it sounds like 2 more seasons at least.
Yeah, I mean, if you're 25 and you're thinking about doing it for the rest of your life, I mean, it's, I'll be in if I go to book 10 or 11 or 12, I'll be in a walker. They'll have to, they'll have to get a stair lift, won't they?
You can do it.
I think
I could come back as your long lost brother, and you've gone. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that you when we all sort of, Jonathan, we don't, am I in the right season? Oh no, I'm in the wrong season. I'm in the next season. Okay, I'll shut up then.
Am I in the next season?
Yes.
Oh. I know I am.
I do think that perhaps there's a solution to the whole walker, thing, and that's chair yoga.
I'm not having this,
I think
walker business. I'm 78. I'm not no walker.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for old people.
Do you do the chair yoga?
No. My wife does Pilates. That helps.
Watching her?
Watching
Just knowing that she does it.
It's like the energy emanating from her is like rest.
She reads. I don't read. She can read maps. I can't read maps. I absorb all these skills from her. Yeah, you do the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he?
And then I can't remember them. Yeah.
I feel like we've come away from this evening learning a little about craft, learning a little about
our home life.
Yes, and we'll come back again next year, and at least 1 year after that, and then we'll see what comes.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Thank you.